Before you get scared, I feel like okay. Two things. Um, Sorry about my voice. I just woke up. Um, Second thing, for many of you, this is probably like a different video than most of you are used to. For my Patreon members, probably not. They've heard me ramble quite quite a lot now. Um, I want to make this like perhaps a weekly thing where it's just you and me and my freshly honest thoughts. I feel like there's so much that I don't necessarily share and a lot that I keep hidden, both in terms of protecting myself and just trying to maintain an image, but that gets exhausting. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like there are several things that I definitely want to share and open up a little bit more and, be a little bit more selfish because at the end of the day, it's my channel. Wait, no. Let me chill. Um, but yeah, uh, I kind of usually don't have a plan when I start these. I just like grasp at ideas as my my silly little mind comes to conclusions. Um, so I guess that's what we'll do. Um, my week so far. Wait, I say my week so far because oh my goodness, I've been so busy. It's very chaotic. I've been working all week. Haven't necessarily had a break. Um, but my break is starting today. Hopefully, not break from YouTube, but like actual work. Because kind of have a job. If you couldn't tell from all of my audios, it's something that I do incorporate a lot in terms of experience. Um, Me not wanting to go to work. Truth be told, some of those audios are like actually recorded right before I have to go to work, and you are hearing like a genuine. I really don't want to fucking go. That's all honest. That's true. But let me not complain about what I need to do because I know a lot of you come here because you're dealing with your own. And part of what I like to do is being able to support others and offering that not necessarily escape, but just that reassurance that things are okay and that, you can be loved and what it feels like to have somebody who is there supporting you. Um, oh, speaking of which, that brings me to like an idea. So I was just thinking about this the other day. Like my channel used to be so dark in terms of aesthetic. And I know it's my fault because I started this channel doing a lot of like, I'm going to call it emo because that's what it was to me. Doing like so many emo audios. I I feel like one day we're gonna maybe on stream like I'll go, I don't hold me to this, but like it wouldn't be a bad idea to go through some of my old videos and watch them and see what what my perspective is on them now because there are like so many of them where I'm just like, yeah, yeah, that was a time. That definitely was a time. And it just takes me back. Like I don't think there's anybody who's still currently watching who remembers when I initially started and one of my most popular audios being like the I Hate You audio. Um, that one was iconic. And I remember that was the first audio that actually like kind of blew up. Um, and I didn't know why. I had no idea what I was doing and what my intentions were. To be honest, I kind of just had a really bad day, and I was thinking to myself like, hmm, you know what? I don't have a poem I wanna recite, so let's just close my eyes and just say stuff. Um, and I was basically really thinking about that song, Kirai, by the Oral Cigarettes. Translates to like hate. Um, Essentially, the song just goes through a list of things that he hates about this person, and at the end, he's like, I hate the most the fact that you're gone. Um, Damn, I really like that song. It's now playing in my head. But that was in essence the concept that I wanted to try capturing. I think I did. I definitely think I did. Um, I transitioned and attempted to do like funny skits, adding little quips and more of my personality into some of my audios, which I think to a certain extent worked. Um, kind of. Even now, a lot of my audios that you'll see at the bottom, script by Fuyuki, those are mostly improv. So basically, I am going off of a concept that I have in my idea, um, that I have an idea of in my head, and I'm just letting my mind go and considering what would I possibly do in that situation with, of course, a lot of, hyperbolic, more romantic, more soft, more sweet. Um, and I think that that comes easy to me because that is more naturally what my personality is like. Um, so I like doing audios like that. And when I noticed eventually with like the bully series and so forth that like I was leaning more towards like the dark um dominant, I think would be the right term, like dominant audios. That's the right term. Um I tried doing that. And then eventually I remember I was having a conversation with DB. I'm sure he won't mind me sharing this. If he does, I'm sorry, DB. Um DM me and I'll cut it out. But we were having a conversation and I was like, DB, have you seen this new creator, Nora? Dude, he's so awesome. He's so sick. I feel like I feel like our voices are very similar in that range that we were able to be very soft spoken. And DB was like, dude, what the fuck are you talking about, bro? You are not soft spoken. Oh my goodness. And I remember thinking at the time, I'm like, what is DB talking about? I am like such a teddy bear. Like, what? And then I realized, wait, maybe I am actually like that, but my catalog of audios wasn't necessarily reflecting that. Um, and so I was thinking, like, okay, what can I do? What do I need to do to fix this? How do we change this? Um, and I think this was about the time where it was a little bit after, probably like several months later. I put out a poll and I was like, hey y'all, pastels or my dark palette that I've been working with for thumbnails. Um the reason why I asked that question is because whenever I was making thumbnails, it was always just very dark and I had these like emo colors and it wasn't very welcoming and soft. And I was like, you know what? Perhaps this is, the way that I want to shift because I don't want to be known as like this only dark dominant. Like sure there are parts of that in my current audios too, but that's not the overall aesthetic that I want to go for. I feel like the reason why I started this channel and why it got big was because I was expressing my own anxieties and my own difficulties and trying to share them. But with time, as more people came, I realized that I had the chance to really help others who were also experiencing something similar. So that's what I wanted to do. Um, that's what I can talk. That's what I attempted to do. Um, and I feel like we've succeeded. I'm not gonna say I can't brag. Maybe I can a little, but like we've done pretty well, I think. I feel like the shift has really been successful. It's been about a year since I started that shift, and yeah, it's nice to know that I see all these comments that make me happy, knowing that the feeling of being cared about and having somebody there who is genuinely sweet, because that's I mean, maybe I'm just a silly romantic, but I think that that's what everybody deserves. You have the right to be loved and to be treated kindly and softly and to be reminded how what it should feel like when you have a partner who truly understands you and is there for you. And that's what I want to create. That's that's the positivity that I want to leave. You know, I say leave because like one day, who knows? Um, anything could happen, right? Like I could poof. I'm not gonna say I'm poofing now, but like my life could, poof. And if I were to poof, I'd prefer to have something left behind that I know left a positive experience and feeling for others. And so that's why I've leaned more closer towards my actual personality, which is being soft, caring, and very poetic, because that comes natural to me. I mean, it's just how I am. I've always been that way. And I think early on, I was too focused on chasing after what was popular then rather than building an audience based off of aspects of myself, which I think now we've done pretty good at that, right? Like, what do you think? I think that, well, maybe you wouldn't know because like I said, I don't know for sure too much about who I am as a person, but um and plenty of my audios, there are bits and pieces of me. Even in those older ones, like there are always bits and pieces of who I actually am placed and sprinkled inside of them. But you might never know. For some, it could just be an act, um, and that's okay. I like that ambiguity, because it gives me the ability to also bring out aspects of myself that I don't normally show. I am very introverted. I'm sure my streams have shown, or my lack thereof. I promise we'll fix that. Um, where I find it very hard due to social anxiety, to do certain things and to express certain feelings. And so this channel has been a beautiful outlet for me to be able to navigate what it would actually feel like to express some of the things that, I maybe don't have the most confidence in being able to do. Um, but that being said, um, my brain is leaping to another topic now. You'll see. I was thinking, there are so many fun things and beautiful things about YouTube and doing ASMR and being able to help others that I absolutely love. Um, and there are also the other parts where it's like, can't really control it, but it comes with the territory. And that is about like boundaries. Like, oh my God. It's it's nice to know that my content can help people, but simultaneously I feel like sometimes there are some comments that don't necessarily respect that boundary. Um and they definitely say things that are completely out of pocket, like I'm not gonna lie. For example, I might get comments like, "Oh, you should do an SFW audios," or things like this, and it's like, if you don't recognize by now that I have no interest and no desire, and I'm never going to do that, then I don't know. But I like to make that abundantly clear that that's not what I'm here for, and that's not what I want to do. My philosophy has always been that when somebody is going through a difficult time or somebody's bored, they need to be entertained. They don't need, somebody to do that other stuff, but um, they perhaps having somebody be there, kind, and giving them a warm hug is the better solution. Um, and so that's what I prefer to do. Um, and it can be a little bit unsettling seeing that same concept thrown around. And to be honest, I don't complain about it. I just remove the comments because it's like, well, clearly you're not paying attention and focused on the right thing. I mean, in some of my audios, I'm simply talking about the concept of love, reminiscing. Um, sure, there are some aspects that are a little bit, I I toe the line. I'm not gonna lie. I do toe the line from time to time, but I still am very consistent in that I'm never going to overstep into that side of things, which is no shame for those who do. It's just that's just not me. Um, and that's okay. There are plenty of other creators who can offer that. I just am not one of them. And I feel like I can drink water. Hold on. I can live. Okay. I feel like that in my case, um, being assertive about my own boundaries is something that is important and that I've been attempting to work on. Um, and part of that is expressing myself more honestly and being more candid about like my intentions and my channel and what I actually want it to be. Um, but yeah, it is a journey for me to be able to express that clearly and to feel confident enough to be able to do that. And I'm happy that I think steadily and slowly I'm getting to a point where I can do that. I mean, this audio being an example. Um, I've been doing these ramble audios for a minute on Patreon, but didn't necessarily feel like I had a right space or timing to share them on YouTube. But after my break, my month long hiatus, I reflected and I recognized that perhaps that that's what I needed to do. You know, I wanted to add a little bit more of myself into my channel and continue uploading audios, of course, being because I like doing that. But simultaneously being more true to myself. Because it's my channel. you know, it's my channel, but it's our channel. You know, we've created this, and so I have to keep a balance. Um, and so that's what I have decided. Um, what else did I want to say? Um, oh, yo, can I talk about another thing? So this is just normal, and it's not even a slight or me complaining, but it's always interesting to see comments. I mean, to be honest, guys, I read through every single one of them, believe it or not. Does that mean I have no life? Hold on, wait, no, 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 no. Anyway, to read through some of these comments on these older videos, it's like part two, part two, part two. It's like it's been it's been like 2 years. What you mean part two? And then for some of those videos that were scripts that weren't mine, you know, other parts just don't exist. Um, so it's nice to hear that some people like the concept, and I do keep some of the that in mind whenever I'm creating new audios. But series and part twos, like those, aren't the most fun to do because number one, when I create audios, like I said, I'm mostly doing improv, so going into that scene, recreating that moment, that tension, that character trait, personality that I was going for, like that's not easy to do. Um, and also the fact that that would take um, a lot of time because I'm kind of a perfectionist in terms of if I'm doing an X part or I'm doing a series, it has to be grand, you know, it has to be big. Um, which is very much so how my other series have been, you know. Um, series are fun. I absolutely love doing them because they give me the ability to experience range in characters and stories. And the last series um, that I directed, essentially, I feel like I was the director because I basically had my script writer and I was like, hey, here's a story I want to have, and here's a story I want it to be about. And I directed basically the direction that I wanted the story to go in. So it felt more like a director then. Um, and working with my sound designer too, I was very particular about okay, here's the setting, here's the essence that I want us to capture. Try to build up on this tension at this key moment. It was so much fun. Um, I recognize that's a part of myself that I now want to continue to explore. Possibility of directing stories because that is fun, bringing concepts in my head into reality and then actually being able to share them with you all. It's the best feeling ever, especially when um I mean they don't necessarily need to be positively received, but it helps when they are. It definitely does help. Oh my god, it's almost been 20 minutes. Look. If you can't tell, me being able to talk up a storm, um, it's not exclusive to audios because like I can absolutely just go off on a tangent and and share so much. People on Patreon, it's nothing new, but for you guys on YouTube, you know, might be something a little different, and that's okay. Um, what else was I going to say? Um, I think I think I might be all dried out. Do I have any other things? Streaming, definitely want to start doing that a little bit more. Potentially. I need a mod. I don't have a mod, and like I said, sometimes you all are out of pocket, and I need to I need to have somebody who can assist when those out of pocket moments happen. It's okay that sometimes I haven't been very clear, and so that's on me too, to a certain extent, and I do apologize for that. Something I will work on. Let me see. I spent 20 minutes talking. I am so sorry. I say sorry because I feel like I don't know. Actually, I'm not sorry. I take back my apology. I have nothing to be sorry for in this immediate moment. Maybe later on I will, but like not right now. Um so yeah, no, I'm not sorry. Um yeah, the other things I want to talk about, I'm going to let those be surprises, and I'll let those thoughts like just exist for now. Nothing definitive, but we'll see. I've got some fun things in mind. Um, that being said, this will be one of many videos this week. The rest will be actual audio. So if you hated the fact that I did this, it's okay. I promise. I promise. I promise. I will get back to regular audios, and I'm just happy that I had the chance to share this a little bit. So thank you very much for listening, and I appreciate your time. Take care, and I guess I'll see you soon.